Chattahoochee BDR-X. Corey is joining us. We are at the start of the off-road portion. I think this is Wolfpin Gap, if I'm not mistaken. I could very well be mistaken. Pretty much right outside of Suches. Start of section 2. Off-road begins right there. Little gravelly, twisty, tight mountain turns. Definitely would be a whore to meet somebody around one of these coming downhill. But this was a fun area. We actually rode this in our modified section yesterday. Corey's not rode in a while off-road, so probably be a little slower going for him today. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday I hadn't ridden in a while. It took me a little bit to get back into the groove, and I'm still not sure I'm in the groove. Usually takes you a little time to warm up, but we're gonna get Corey on some rear cam footage. Some of this stuff is a lot of fun. Some chance to hit some, little jumps in the trail and stuff like that. Tons of fun. Pretty well groomed gravel road. Beautiful ride so far. Been very pleased. So pleased. I almost missed my turn. Alright. So that road back there was not Wolfpin Gap. I'll have to research it and put it up on the screen if I remember. This road gets really fun. This is about, I don't know, your first 20 minutes, something into the trail. You start climbing. It's a fun road. Corey is still getting his bearings, so we're taking it slow. I've also met a lot of Jeeps and trucks this morning. Also passed a guy on a bike with his kid on the back. So this is Saturday morning. So a little bit more traffic than Friday morning. And the Jeep was completely taking up the entire road and hard swerved out of the way to miss me earlier. So taking it slow this morning is not necessarily a bad thing right now. Gear update: the Climb Marrakesh is not waterproof as advertised. I am a little damp. There is some loose gravel in these corners to keep an eye out for. Oh gosh, a lot of hunting dogs out here. Passed 3 trucks so far with dogs hunting bear. Oh God. Lots of traffic today. Lots of traffic. Let Corey and Chris go ahead. I'm gonna chase them. See if I can chase them. Get a little bit of them on video. Still having to run my phone as a GPS as well, which kind of sucks, but much. There's one of them. Some of this stuff yesterday was a freaking blast. It's good to get you warmed up. Little mud, little rock. Get Corey going through some of this. See if I can wipe my lens. Today. Oh boy, oh boy. I just about said hello to that one. It's deep. That was deep. Sliding a little bit, I felt like. That one. Tell you what, my fingers are cold. Try to stay outside around these turns. Turns are mushy, man. Said I was going to chase Chris. I can only see him in the turn. It's a brave soul. Mud hole. Well, I got a little bit of you, Chris. Rocks, man. Decided not to turn the other cam on. some sharp rock there. This was a fun friggin' section, man. One of my favorites, I think. But this little section here is full of all the goodies. Just keep an eye on that embedded rock, man. It's waiting to jump out and get you. Ooh. Quite a few times where it's hit my front tire in a turn. Not a good feeling. I'll take a few puddles today, just for you guys. Not any big ones, though. Just the little guys. Gotta make sure my freaking bag stays back there, man. I gotta get a new system. If you guys have a system that you know of that is camelback and able to carry like a drone pouch and a tool pouch, let me know. You can obviously do research, but I want to know what you guys go with, just from hearing your experiences. Because this camelback bag is just a military bag that I was issued when I was in Pensacola, and it's kind of just been something that I've strapped to the bike that's given me yeah, I'm not hitting those puddles. Something that I've strapped to the bike that I can keep my gear in, my drone in, but it moves around a lot. It kind of makes me angry, frustrates me a little bit. So if you have something that you know of that works good for you, let me know. Oh, some big rocks, dude. Should have got a little bit of chase cam in that. Corey's having bike issues. I'm hoping that they sort out. He was thinking he might have to head back to camp. He had a battery issue, and his bike is not liking it. Said he was losing a little bit of power, so when we get to the road, he's going to make a decision, I think. I really hope he can make it.
with me. This is unsat.
Oh yeah, that's real bad. That's not gonna work.
Thank God for that 8mm bolt that's barely hanging in on there.
You got more zip ties than that?
Oh, I got some zip ties, yeah. That's no bueno. I'm surprised it didn't freaking wreck that bolt.
Dude, I was it was gonna get
Jesus. Look at that.
Oh, she bent. That's
She's supposed to be all the way up here.
yeah.
And look at the bend in the plate right here. That's where I hit.
That's what I was talking about.
Holy moly, broly. That's pretty insane. That's from yesterday's Bucktown Road adventure.
I kind of want to get in there and look at the battery voltage anyways.
Oh, it's broke. That's friggin' toast.
Well, you got it back.
Yep. Don't have to worry about that.
Get that over here.
Put her back on and give her the zips. Zips treatment. It did its job. I'm waiting on, the only reason I haven't replaced it is because Chris Kirk from Australia is designing a skid plate for this motorcycle, and I am holding out. He provided my radiator guards, my
Brother of
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
He also provided my rear rack and my linkage protector, ADV ENG. Go get you some. And be on the lookout for that skid plate.
As episode 5 comes to a close, Corey's bike was able to work through its electrical gremlins, and I was able to get my skid plate reattached for the hard-hitting trails ahead. If you like what you've seen so far, I hope you'll rejoin us for episode 6. Thank you for your support, and as always, enjoy the ride.